What's going on YouTube? How's it going? How's it going, YouTube? Alright, we should be good to go. How's everybody doing today? We're going to be playing some Minecraft today. Going to be playing probably for the remainder of my day, speaking of it. So, yeah, welcome to the chat for new. My name is Josh Fulkerson, and today we start a brand new chapter for the channel. Today we are starting a brand new journey with a brand new Minecraft super flat world. I'm going to be taking the next couple of years to transform this super flat world into a beautiful, thriving city. And you guys might have questions, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions. So pretty much, I am going to allow people to join this world, but it's going to take a couple of months to get to that point. I want to spend a couple of months on the world by myself. I want to get it developed. After I get it developed to the point where I can start having people join, then I will invite people into the city and they can build in their portion or their plot. And after a while, I'm hoping that it'll start accumulating and then people will start, discovering the city and people would want to be here to be a part of this beautiful journey. Hopefully the music's not too loud. If it is too loud, let me know now so I can adjust it accordingly. It seems like it's in the red, so it should be okay. In my ear, it seems a little bit loud, I'm not gonna lie, but I could adjust it accordingly. But yeah, we're gonna start today by working on some roads. I think that's gonna be the first thing that we need to prioritize for our city. I actually already have a couple of blocks ready to go. I was wanting to start working on a neighborhood as well today. However, I do not know if I'm going to be able to get to that today. I think for today, I want to simply work on a couple of roads. And yeah, we are on a regular super flat, and actually it goes down -60, I think, or -64, whatever the bottom like bedrock limit is. I think it's like -60 or something like that. We can go that way. It has this has the potential for anything. Okay. And if anybody wants to build after a couple of months, I will invite you guys to come join me while I do these building sessions and while I do these episodes. And it's going to be a mainly live stream format series. I thought about it long and hard, and I've come to the conclusion that I just like live streaming. So we're going to live stream a whole lot more in 2026. I'm very excited to get into this though. So let's go ahead and I'm going to change the songs for now to fit the stream basically. So just sit back and relax. Sit back and relax. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're already not subscribed. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty good stream. So let's go and get started. I think the first thing that I want to do officially in my city is load in the map. So let's go ahead and load in the map. As you guys can see above my webcam, we have a fresh map, and I'm going to take the time right now to go ahead and load the map in. After I load the map in, I'm going to go to a certain coordinate, and I'm going to start working on some roads. I also want to go and emphasize that I'm going to be building terrain in this city. So you guys can expect some building streams of me just working on terrain, because I want this to be something special. And the only way I'm going to make it special is by putting time and effort into this series. And I have thought long and hard about this. And after a couple of months, I will allow people to join and build within certain plots of the city. So if you're wanting to play, you will be able to after a couple of months. I want to emphasize that I'm going to take the first couple of months to work on this city, get it kind of developed to where I want it to be. And then after a while, I will allow people to join and build whatever they want to, whatever they desire to build. And I mean, I want to go and just mention this now. My goal is to do one of these streams every other day. I would like for that to be the case. I have a lot of Minecraft series though. A couple of them are going to be discontinued going into 2026, such as YouTube Minecraft Survival, the Duo Chronicles. I'm honestly going to take a break from Fulkerson's Creative Community World. In fact, I may not play on that world for a while. So if you want to play creative mode, I think this is going to be the new chapter that we're going to get into. And I'm very excited for this. I really am. I'm very excited to see what we're going to be able to get up to in this new series. And yeah, this is Fulkerson City. And we're just getting started. I think I want to focus today, like I told you guys, on building some starting roads. Get the map loaded in all the way. And then maybe start planning and scheming where I want certain like districts to go. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. And if y'all don't know, I used to actually play Minecraft a lot back in the day on creative mode. In fact, that's the only mode I would play. So, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I'm not really that good of a builder. So this is gonna teach me some new building techniques and building styles. And that's what I'm really gonna use this series for, is to basically test my building palette. Learn how to do certain things such as texturing pathways, to texturing walls, to making things look simplistic but more cool, I guess you can say. It's gonna be a great series. You don't want to miss out. Each live stream will have a certain threshold of progression. That if you miss one live stream, you're gonna be missing out on hopefully a good amount of progression. Each stream will have its own progression, and alright, I am back. Sorry about that. I had something to take care of real quick. So yeah, anyways, back to what we was talking about before I get interrupted by my mom for the first out of probably a million times in the series. We're working on roads today. That is the objective. Roads. I might start planning and scheming where I want certain terrain to go, such as like mountains, hills. And I mean, that's going to take time to do, obviously. And I do kind of want to build the terrain where it's not hollow on the inside. However, if I do decide to build hollow terrain, people that have builds on top of the hollow terrain can use the open space to do like hidden bases or whatnot, but obviously I'll know because I'll be keeping up with it. And there will be backup saves made of this world pretty commonly, so don't think that you're going to be able to grief and get away with it. Just in the future, for future reference, I will be making a lot of backup saves for this series. This is going to be like my next Fulkerson survival world, I'm going to be honest. This is going to be what I spend the most time in, probably next year. I'm not going to lie. This is going to be my Phasmophobia series. For 2025, I focused on a lot of Phasmophobia content and Minecraft content. Well, I don't have a game to replace Phasmophobia just yet. So we're going to be just, in the meantime, working on our city. That is something I was wanting to do in 2025 that I kind of did start, but I didn't really get into properly. So... and I'm in pretty good spirits this morning, or this afternoon, I should say. So yeah, the map is officially loaded in. I say we go to 0, 0 on the map, because that's going to be where the center is. Not really, though. It's not really centered, but that's where I want to start, is 0, 0. So we need to go all the way back up to spawn point. And basically, if you look at the top left portion of your screen, you can see the coordinates. Top right portion, you'll see my sub counter. Bottom left's my webcam. I might move chat. I'm thinking about moving chat. However, if I do get chat, it'll pop up kind of right where my sub counter is. I think I used to have it where my map is, but... Alright, so yeah, we're going to coordinate 0. And then we're going to go to coordinate 0 for the last coordinate. So it's going to be... Looks like it's going to be like right here. Okay, we want to go this way. Okay, right here. So this is coordinate 0, 0. I want to basically make this a pathway. We're going to use polished andesite for this. I'm thinking about using polished andesite. Or we could do a mix of cobblestone. Just whatever works. I could actually mix them together too, you know? Maybe do checkered pattern. Honestly, checkered pattern might be the move. For the... Yeah, I have never done a checkered pathway before. So yeah, I think we'll do that then. So let's go ahead and do... So 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Okay, I need to basically count... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... Honestly, let's just make a straight line down. I think that's the best way to do this. Gonna make some checkered pattern pathways, and then we're gonna make some roads. And I will actually kind of make roads going up and down and around. It's not gonna be flat, because the key to a city is to make depth pop out more. If you can make depth pop out more, your city will look amazing. And it's something I'm going to strive for. So honestly, let's just fill this portion in. Yeah, I like the amount of space that's in between these. So let's just go ahead and do what we've already made for ourselves. Then I might start working on some pathways going up and around and doing like corners. It's going to be a pretty good stream. You don't want to miss it. So hit that like button and subscribe if you already have it. Yeah, I will probably be focusing a lot in 2026 on Fulkerson City along with Fulkerson Survival World. Be a good balance. I've found that if I have multiple projects and I balance multiple projects at once, I tend to do better with keeping my enthusiasm and encouragement up, basically, for the series. I do. So if I do a good balance of survival and creative, I don't think I'll be burnt out of Minecraft for a while. The key, though, to enjoying a game is to balance it. If you do more of one thing, you're eventually going to get burnt out, right? So, and if y'all want a song change, if anybody's up in here listening to the stream and you want a song change, all you have to do is let me know, and I will change the song around to fit the vibe for that time. I will probably be live streaming for a good while today. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be streaming for a while today because I want to have a jump start to this city. 2026 is gonna be more focused on Fulkerson City World, Fulkerson Survival World. I'm also probably gonna work on Squad Chronicles, and then Minecraft for Viewers will also be a series I do. So there's a lot of series I'm doing for Minecraft. I have to balance it out accordingly. But just know that I will be putting an effort into each and every one of these series that I've been talking about. I'm also going to be doing some more FNAF 2, 10, 20 mode runs. I'm also going to try to give FNAF 4 some more love. I might do Security Breach. I might do the Mimic game for FNAF. I might do the Pizzeria one, Pizzeria Simulator. Yeah. I could do Sister's Location. I'm also probably going to play a lot of Stardew Valley. Hopefully, Fortnite, Fall Guys. I will be kind of hopping around. We're pretty much making our first initial pathway at 0, 0, and I can actually kind of keep up with the coordinates, so I know how many blocks I've already went out by the coordinates on the screen. But after I get done making this first pathway, I'm actually going to look and see if I like where it's going. I will also count and see how many blocks we've already went out. So we're at, this is 0, 0 right here. If we go out, you can see that first number has hit 66. So I think for the memes, we take it out one more for 67. Because y'all are crazy. All right, there we go. So it's out 67 blocks. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? It does not have to be perfect. I now want to go that way, 67 blocks. And it'll be in the negative. So we want to go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead and do this portion first, and then we're going to go back and do the side pieces. And yeah, we're going to negative 67. Just for the memes. And yeah, guys, let me know if the music is too loud. I will change it accordingly. I will also change the song if it's getting overplayed, which I do feel like I have been listening to this one for a little bit. So if you want me to change the sound, all you have to do is let me know. Now we'll try to find some songs or some beats that, you know, fit the mood for that time frame. In fact, it's probably a good time to change now. Let's do this one. This one's okay. If it plays. Yeah. Alright, cool. And yeah, guys, how's your days going so far, guys? Let me know down in the comment section if you're having a good day. And if you're having a good day, confirm by hitting that like button. Own it. We're just getting started with this beautiful series, though. Alright, 67. There we go. You're gonna see the map come to life over the next couple of streams, bro. That is the main goal. I'm gonna go ahead and make the checkered pattern for the cobblestone. And yeah, I have learned that if you stick to like 2 to 3 different blocks for texturing, it makes it look a little bit more simplistic. If you try to overdo it, it will sometimes make it look a little bit too unrealistic or unnatural. And the key to making your builds pop out is by texturing properly, knowing how to build walls and different styles of roofs. Obviously, interiors will be a thing as well. I don't know if we're going to be able to give that many interiors early on some love, but who knows. I would love to get into interior building and designing, but that is not something we're going to be striving for early. I want to basically try to get some builds done. But I will still take the time to do interiors. It just may not be right away. I want to emphasize that for you guys. And you guys are probably thinking, why don't you use structure blocks or commands to make your builds a whole lot faster? And I'm like, yes, I could do that, but that takes the fun and enjoyment and the time and effort out of going through and placing things the way they are being placed. Also, just very satisfying to say you've done everything by hand, you know, sometimes. So I will basically just try my best and do what I can by hand, and then if it gets to the point where I want to use structure blocks, then I'll look into it. But I'm not necessarily worried about it. Can I be honest? I ain't worried about it right now. Alright, there we go. We've officially made our first pathway. If you look at it from a distance, it is textured. That is a beautiful texture. If you look at it from like this perspective, you can't even tell. When you get up close, it is textured. But I like that. That's what I like about it. So now let's go ahead and do these, the barrier blocks on the side pieces. I could honestly probably switch that up as well. But the more we add to it, the more to life it'll come. And yeah, how are we doing today? We're gonna work on our first little district today, I guess. I'll probably take this pathway down all the way, just to kind of get a line going. I would like to get to building something today, but I don't know. Oh yeah, just like that, this pathway has already come to life. Look at this, bro. It's our first official pathway. So now we can do... I don't have to have... I could literally do dirt or grass. Here's my thought process. I could have the builds elevated. Because the more elevated your builds are, I think the better off it'll be. So let's go ahead and kind of make some elevation to our build. We're going to basically take some grass down. I usually don't do this. I usually just try to keep it to where it's all flat, but that is something that I'm going to change for this brand new city. I want to take my time with it to make sure I do things the right way, because if I don't do things the right way, it'll come back to bite me in future live streams or, you know, episodes. So let's go ahead and kind of get this going. The cool thing about this is I can open it up. Let's say I wanted to do something right here. I could open it up and make it go into the grass. Elevating it makes it a whole lot better. So what we're gonna do, I think what I want to do is I want to take it out by 3. I'm thinking 3 might be the move on both sides, and then just kind of go up by 3 until we get to a certain shape. Let's go ahead and take it out by another 2 on each side. We're gonna make our first district. And yeah, there will be roads. So if we do the roads, we might want to do the roads. This is a pathway. We would almost need to do the roads. We would have to do them elevated, yeah? Hold on. I don't want to overthink it, but I do think that if we do something like this, it'll work. I could always build the roads and then connect it. It'll work out. It will. I'm experimenting with my building. Just go ahead and take it out by another layer on this side. So yeah, we are working on our first little section today. I think I'll probably work on this side first, since it is the closest towards the end of the map for this first middle map. I think that might be the better move today. So we'll focus on this space today. The space right here we'll focus on a lot today. If I was to do a road, it would need to basically be... Now think about it. We would almost want to have this be elevated, but this side not, because of the road, right? So this side would need to be taken away, and that is because we're going to be building a road on this side. Does that make sense? It's always good to still do it, just in case you like it. So yeah, I think it makes sense logically if we do a road on this side of the pathway, of the walkway. So that's what we're gonna do. It's still necessary to place the blocks so you can finalize your thoughts, though. I think it's very important to still try stuff and take risk. Because if you don't take a risk, you're not gonna know if it will work or not. So, and in this case, it's not going to work because I need to have a road line up with the walkway. That makes sense? And I'm thinking right now we're probably going to be in our first neighborhood, so the road does not have to be massive. And when we get into the city portion, I'm going to need to focus more on making the roads fit the style of buildings. So like skyscrapers, businesses, apartments, hospitals, stuff like that, basically. So in this case, what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and plan out the side over here. Let's do like 5 of these. So it's gonna go up. Hear me out, it'll work. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now basically this portion can go back. So right now we're at 18, negative 18. We can take it back to negative 64, I believe. Take it back to negative 64. So negative 64 would be right here. So there could be houses all along this stretch right here. And it will work out. It will. I want to emphasize that. It will work out. Let's go ahead and do the grass portion to this side. Yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit of everything today. I'm going to be building roads, building sidewalks, building terrain. Because the more life we give to the world, the more life the city will feel. And it will start to come together as we accumulate, you know, building projects and just projects in general. I will probably fill this in after a while. I have no idea though. Like I won't make it to where it's hollow, because if we do hollow builds, it's gonna make it a little bit more annoying. But say people are going to be building over here. I don't think in this case they will. I'm going to be building a little bit before I let people up in here. But in the future, I will let people join and build in their plot whenever I get to that point. It'll probably just be in a separate spot though. Like I might have a builder's district. Like a viewer builder district where people can view and also come in and build in the district. So I'm thinking. All while still, you know, managing my own portion. So if you're just not tuning in though, we are simply just working on our first little stretch of pathway and terrain. I'm going to be building terrain in this series because the more life we give to this, the more it's going to come together. The more it's going to make sense and feel like a city. That's the one mistake that city builders tend to do, I feel. When they build a city, they don't give their city any terrain. It's just flat. And it's basically, it's equivalent to when you're playing on survival and you're terraforming and you leave a flat wall. Me personally, I do this. In fact, I have it in my survival world. It's something that I wish I didn't do, but it just, if you have a flat surface or a flat piece of land and it's just flat all the way around, there's no uniqueness to it. There's no character to what you're doing. So by adding different depths and different, you know, terrain into your city, it gives your city more of a uniqueness and it makes it different. And that is something that I'm going to be trying my best to do in this series, is making this city different. And I want to emphasize that I will be building a lot of different projects. Like there will be, you know, normal houses, mansions, probably skyscrapers, neighborhoods. I might even do like an underground railroad system, like a subway station. Because if you don't know this by now, this does go down. It does go down. So we have the potential for underground things as well. I want to emphasize that. All right. Back to what we're doing though. I gotta stay locked in. We're pretty much making our first little district. And honestly, this could continue going back. It's just if we do continue to take it back, we need to make sure that it loads into the map properly. Because at the end of it all, I do want the maps to kind of line up and make sense. I don't want there to be any, like, missing pieces to the map, basically. That is one mistake that happened in my Fulkerson's creative community world when I built the pyramids. That I just, it really bothered me, I'm not going to lie. When I built the pyramids in my Fulkerson's creative community world, it happened to not line up properly. So it just looked weird on the map. I'm going to try my best to make it where the map looks good, as well as the actual city. And yeah, right now we're working on some terrain. Once I get done with this first little stretch, I might work on the road. I might even start working on a couple of houses. I have no idea though. So yeah, let's go ahead and make this portion real quick. And once we get this portion made, we'll be able to move into something different. I might work on a road, and then we might even also start working on some houses on top of this land. But in order for this to pop out and stand out and look different, it needs to have uniqueness to it. And the only way we're going to achieve uniqueness is by giving height variations to the land and basically just making everything as proportional as possible without it looking silly. That is something I'm going to try to learn and achieve in the series, is how to make things look proportional. If I build a small house, I want to have a small roof. I don't want the roof to be overbearingly big versus the build itself. Alright, let's switch the song. Let's do this one. If it loads. No, I wanted this one. Yeah, there we go. I like this sound a whole lot better anyway, so. And yeah, guys, if you want to hear a different song, just let me know. Chat has the ability. We're just vibing. It would be cool if I could do a stream like this every other day. but I have other series I gotta balance, so it's gonna be very difficult. But I'll still try my best. That is the key, is trying your best. And whenever we achieve like certain like moments or certain parts of the city, I will play music accordingly to fit that vibe. So if we just completed our first district, I will play cinematic music and fly around. But if we're just doing something like this, you know, building grass or terrain or roads, it's gonna be more laid back and, you know, try to interact with chat. Does that make sense? Since I'm not gonna do episodes and just more likely live streams, I wanted to try to fit accordingly. And I will actually go back and kind of texture this as well. I'm just simply going right now and placing the grass, which is, I know, I understand when people are like, you could use a magic wand to do things easier. I'm like, I understand this. However, I like placing things by hand first and then going back and doing that. How much more we got left? We got a little bit more to go for this, so this is going to take a couple of minutes, but once we get it done, it'll be done. Let me go check what that smell is. I smell something burning. I'm going to go check on it. I don't know what the fuck it is. It was just steak, apparently. I didn't know steak smelled like it was burning. You learn something new every day. I'm low-key not even hungry, though, so, like, and if I do get hungry, I'll go out and get some food. So, I mean, I know where I work, the stomach bug and the flu's going around, so if I eat anything and I got the stomach bug, and usually you don't get symptoms until 3 days after, so you could have the stomach bug and not know about it for 3 days. That make sense? It's just on that third day, your symptoms will pop out and be more present. See, we're working on the terrain for this first district. I mean, we're not even really done with the district. I'm going to take it up and around even more. We're just kind of getting the rough outline and draft done for this first district. And yeah, guys, hopefully you guys are having a great day. We were almost to 2025, and this year was very good to us. I'm not gonna lie, it was a very good year. We had our ups and downs, though, for real. I have learned that if you look at your building projects as a way of like a stepladder. So basically our stepladder right now would be roads, terrain, pathways, buildings. In that order. If we can climb the stepladder, after a while it'll start to come together. What are you doing, stepladder? Insert angry stepladder noises. And yeah, this series is going to be something similar to how the left field of football field was. There's going to be different project sizes within this series. So I could build a lot of, I could have like, I don't know, let's just say hundreds and hundreds of houses on here. But then there's going to be that one big project that I work on. And once it's done, it'll pop up on the map and look really good. I'm excited for that, hopefully. We'll get to that point. Right now we're at negative 48. We have to get back to negative 64. We have a little bit ways to go for this, but as you can see, there's a lot of space and a lot of potential for builds on this little plot right here already. And I mean, I'm not going to worry about like making the most biggest of houses early on. I just simply want to have, you know, builds on the world to start out. And after a while, then we'll start working on, you know, different size houses. Like for a district, if you have a house that is, I don't know, hypothetically 4 stories tall, and then you have your neighboring house just 1 story tall, it wouldn't look right. You want to make sure you try to build in uniformity, basically. Make sure everything. Now, for the city portion, you could balance it out with, you know, tall skyscrapers, mid skyscrapers, and then maybe some like apartments. That is the beautiful thing about a city. But when it comes to districts, you want things to make sense to the best of your abilities. In this city, it's going to be a little unique. There might be, you know, places that make sense for the city, then there might be places that don't make sense at all. My goal is to basically achieve the first portion of what I just said. I would like for things to make sense. And the cool thing about having this to where it goes down to negative 16, we're at like level 5 right now, positive. This literally creates the possibility for so many outcomes when it comes to like underground stuff, like subway stations, just whatever you can think you could do underground. So like if people like to do underground bases, that might be approved for this. I don't know though. It'd be cool to have an underground city as well. That's honestly beating our hound the goal of having an overworld city first. We're at negative 60. We got about 4 more layers to go, and then we'll have this first section done. Then we'll be moving into the next section. I'm going to take this in sections, basically. That is the goal. After a while, I'll let people join. It'll probably take about roughly 2 to 3 months before I allow anybody to join, depending on how active we are in here. I would like to be on here almost every other day, but you know, I got other conflicting series that I have to pay attention to as well. I think for the memes, we'll take it back to negative 67. I'm thinking that might be the move. We'll call this the negative 67 district. The 67th district. Yeah, as you can see, we're almost through this first little stretch. And I will basically update and show you guys as we're doing things, so you guys get, you know, a live feel of what's going on at that time. And I might even put timestamps into my live streams for those watching in the future, so you know when we do certain things. That might be a good idea. That way it still has an episode feel within the live stream. Alrighty, here we go. We basically just did this. As you can see, it already looks like it's coming to life a little bit with some terrain. And obviously, it is smoothly transitioned. It's not... So basically, here's the pros and cons of doing diagonals. So basically, if I do diagonals, look at the difference. It's like pretty immediate, right? We don't want that when we do a city. We want transitions. We want to basically feel like it transitions from this hill into what could be a district. If we just do diagonals, it looks a little ugly and dirty, and I don't like that. Okay, I think it is time to start our first road, though. And I'm going to simply... I want to space it out by 1 block. So basically, let me get out... Let's see. I was thinking maybe oak leaves would be the fit for this. I was going to space it out like this. Go down like this with it. This will be the separation from the road to the district that we're working on. So we take this down, this will separate basically, and now we'll do something like this for the road. So now we're working on our first road, and now we're going to simply start with the barrier. And if I have to build like sidewalk roads or roads going up into the district, I will show you how I'm going to do that hopefully today if we get to it. Alright, so basically I want to have my carpet and what I need for the roads. Now we're going to go one. I think I'm going to use sea lanterns for this. I usually use glowstone, but I think sea lanterns might fit the vibe better. This is going to be a fog line or like a warning line that, hey, you're about to drive off into the ditch or something. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then this will be the median. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have to make sure we do the fog line on this side, which will be a white carpet. And then we have that 1 extra black concrete. This is going to be our first road, if you look at it. And I think it fits it pretty decently. And now we want to basically now make sure we go ahead and do the end barrier. We can go and do the end barrier now. And I'm about to show you here in a little bit how I'm going to manage the roads when they hit a slant. Pretty different and unique, but it's usually commonly used in cities. Alright, so now I want to go ahead and fill this road in, and hopefully it loads in properly. If it doesn't load in properly, it's going to look a little messy. Now I do think I want to actually open up the grass first. Let's open up the grass first, and then we're going to go back and fill it in. Because the quicker we can fill this in, the quicker we can get into doing, hopefully, some building layouts. I would like to build some outlines today. However, it just depends on whatever we're able to get done today, really. Now, since we have a road now, kind of ideally planned out, I can now do that on this side for the other side of the road if I wanted to. I'm honestly thinking about this in live time, and I'm pretty much just going off the top of the dome for ideas. Alright, yeah, so let's go to open up the grass portion. Then we'll go back and fill in the road accordingly. I might do a dotted road instead of a straight line. That way it's a passable road on both sides. That makes sense? Now, if it's going up a hill, you honestly don't want to have a dotted line. You want to have a straight line, because in real life, usually around like sharp curves or turns, there's a straight line. If we're going to try to achieve the more realistic vibe for a city, we don't want to have a dotted line going up a hill. Going down a hill might be different because you'll be able to see what's in front of you. And I also want to mention that we're going to have to also keep in mind the lighting issue that's going to be really, you know, it's going to be a problem here in a little bit. whenever we want to have it to where there's daylight cycle on, if we want to do daylight cycle. And I do think I do want to have daylight cycle on after a while, because that's like the beauty, is going around your city and taking screenshots of your projects as they're being done, you know? I do think that we'll have, you know, we'll have daylight cycle on after a while. I'm trying my best, though, to not mess up as much, because the more we have to do later, the more it's going to take away. It's like right here. Let's fill that in. I don't want to have to fill in host if I don't have to. And of course, as soon as I say something, as soon as I open my fat mouth, bro. Yeah, we're working on our first road now. Now we'll actually take the time to name these roads. So for simple sake today, I might call this like Main Road 1 or something. I might even let you guys name our roads and our districts. It'd be kind of cool. That can give you guys some engagement within the series itself. Pretty satisfying though, really. It is. Very satisfying. And yeah, you can look at the map and see now where the road is starting to kind of pop out. Hey guys, let me know if you're in chat so I can know who's here. If you want. Alright, let's put that back. Alrighty. So I actually do want to fill in the fog lines first. So like these portions. And yeah, we're using sea lanterns instead of glowstone. This is actually, fun fact, the first time ever, I believe, I've ever used sea lanterns to do any kind of like road work, basically. Now I know they're gonna go here because this is like the barrier, basically, of the road. They're called fog lines. And I don't know about you or what state or country you're in, but sometimes they're different colors. I think in my state they're white. In your state that might be a little different. I know for parking spaces, you usually see white parking spaces. And yeah, carpet can be quite annoying if you don't know how to build with it. Yeah, let's go. Same thing for this side. Carpet is very essential to cover up the glowstone or the sea lantern, so when you're looking at it at night, you don't even see, you know. Alright, now this is the next portion I wanted to do. Let's do 3, skip, and since it's, you know, it should be even. Like, it should actually kind of match. Let's just see if it works or not. We're gonna do a dotted line by 3, basically. So 3 black concrete and 3 sea lanterns. 3 black concrete and 3 sea lanterns. And that's how we're gonna do our dotted line. Don't worry, the chat is dead. I figured the chat is dead. It's okay though. Ain't nobody want to be up in here, I guess. It's fine. I'm used to it. It's just honestly, it's actually a blessing in disguise because I'm able to actually focus on what I'm doing more instead of having to re-chat. So really, they're doing me a good thing by not being here and chatting, I guess. It's how you look at life, I guess. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at everything so pessimistic. Sometimes W's are hidden in the bushes. I'm pretty much just gonna do this dotted line real quick. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Let's just see. Hey, let's go. It does. So when we start, that's actually beautiful. I'm sad that I have to restart my computer and now I don't have my Minecraft skin on Bedrock. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, now when we start the next portion, it's actually gonna line up pretty good. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. I have learned that if you work in odd numbers, it tends to work better. Especially for your walls and your buildings as well. So like 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 21? Even 67. That's fine because it's not a number. Here in a second, I am going to take the time to fill in this road. We are an hour into the stream already, so but I feel bad for taking time away to go take care of some stuff. I'm not going anywhere right now, but... Alright, so yeah, this is basically what this road looks like at the time. Pretty cool. Let's now go ahead and take the time to fill her in. Honestly, pretty satisfied to get to this point. Ooh, I don't like how the road is white on the map. Yeah, the road is white on the map. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, if you look at the map, it actually shows white. Which, I mean, I guess if you do want to go by like maybe color coding or keying off, we could do white roads, I guess, to emphasize that it's a road. I don't know. I don't like that the road is white. But we'll deal with it. It just happens to be the coordinates that we built on, I guess. It's going by the white concrete, or the white carpet, which is kind of weird. Yeah, so the road is popping up as white on the map. That is honestly not what I wanted, but we'll work with it. Maybe I could do it for the other roads as well. Usually when you think of road, you think of black, or gray. Ironically, as I'm talking about, hopefully the map will load in things properly. It loads in things the opposite way. That is actually kind of crazy, bro. I don't know how I feel about that. Because now everything that we're doing is not even going to pop up on the map because of the way the white carpet is. And how ironically it lines up with the white carpet instead of the black concrete that we're filling in right now. I say we just go with the flow. Sometimes things happen for a reason, so. I'm thinking we can color code our roads on the map to be white if we're lucky enough when we do things the right way. It is definitely going to be a unique city. Starting with the map, I guess. Yeah, if you look at the map, you can see the white road, hopefully. The reason why it's showing white on the map is because it goes by the pixels in the world. And for that in particular row of pixels, it's white carpet. So, we'll make it work. I ain't even tripping. And plus, you really, I mean, I don't look at the map half the time when I'm exploring unless I need to, so. I'm hoping that I won't even have to really need the map to explore around my city. Like, I hope I'm, like, since I'm building the city, I'll know where everything's at without even having to worry about looking at the map. And I will eventually build a spot in the city where I have all the maps connected together so you can actually see the beautiful progression as we're going. I think that might be a good go. But I don't play Minecraft to city build to look at the map, though. I play Minecraft to build a city, you know? So, if you judge a city by its map, then, yeah, you're not, I mean, I don't think you're doing it right. At that point, just go play Map Simulator. It does still show up on the map, though. Like, it's basically like negative colors, basically. Just showing the median to be black on the map. I guess that's okay. And there we go. That is the first road. And yeah, it's dotted for a reason. Because, ironically, you should be able to pass on both sides. It's just a flat stretch of road, you know? We're about to change that, though, here in a second. I want to go ahead now and do this on that side. And we can go by the coordinates. So we were at -18 over here. It might be a little different, I'm hoping. Yeah, it's a little different. So I need to count. I need to basically do the sidewalk first. But I need to basically also look into doing this as well. I'm going to go out by one right here. We want to take down the oak leaf all the way down to separate it. There we go. And now we can do the sidewalk on this side. We want to basically make sure we're doing it right. So we're going to go back and check and mirror, basically. So we know that the smooth stone is going to go all the way down. I honestly think in this instance, I'm going to take the map off. I don't want to look at the map right now. I want it to be a surprise for our next progression. So now we're going to go ahead and do the checkered pattern again with our cobblestone and polished andesite. And I want to make sure I kind of keep it the same. So it's going to go cobblestone, polished andesite, cobblestone. So now when we do this, it should match both sides. Yes, okay, so now we're going to go ahead and fill this in accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and do the cobblestone portion, and then go back and do the polished andesite portion. This will probably take a little bit of time. Not as much time, though, as the next hill that we're building is going to take. And we're just getting started with terraforming and terrain, so... Right now we're doing the cobblestone checkered pattern. We're going to go back and do the polished andesite pattern here in a couple of moments. After we complete this, I will then proceed to move into the next portion, which is going to probably be the next terrain for this side. Then I might actually get into building some, hopefully some base outlines, or some house outlines. I do want the neighborhood to kind of be consistent though, so like if I do a spruce neighborhood, I want the spruce neighborhood to make sense. What's up, fish tube? Just working on my city today, and yeah, we just started it up today, and I'm going to be live streaming these as often as I can. One thing that I'm already not liking about this city is how the map is loading in for the road. It's showing the white carpet on the map instead of the black concrete, and I'm just going to have to keep it for now because I've already spent too much time on this, so we're already kind of in the door with it, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep it. And then if I want to go back and change it in the future, I can always go back and fix it. However, I ain't worried about it. Hope you had a great holiday. Yeah, you too as well, bro. Thank you for coming by the stream, and yeah, hopefully you had a good Christmas. And the New Year's is right around the corner. I do want to take the time to just discuss, you know, some plans for next year if you'd like to collab with me. I'm pretty much working on some pathways right now. There we go. So now we're going to go back and do the polished andesite. And yeah, as you can see, I'm pretty much texturing my pathways. I'll keep the road kind of basic for now. Yeah, sure. Alright. I got these two canker sores on my lip, and one of them is like basically pretty good size, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I'll occasionally bite it, it bleed. Gotta do more Blitz streams. Oh yeah, for sure. I know. As I was editing the recap video for the year, it's just those moments of the video were always fun to go back and rewatch again. Especially the one where you like are in the air, and as we get that one dub, I really like that moment. But yeah, we'll be doing a whole lot more Blitz in the future. I'd like to do it on Fridays. Try to get some wins built up. Dude, that's a lag spike and a half. Okay, right now we're pretty much working on the other side of this parcel road. We're basically laying the groundwork for future roads and whatnot right now. So we have to start somewhere to get going. As you can see, I'm just an expert builder. And these canker sores suck. You agree? Yeah, I agree as well, bro. And honestly, I don't really anticipate this series getting a lot of love early on. Yeah, I doubt people will be up in here, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. Honestly, I would rather be focused on my city. There'll be certain streams where there's going to be a lot of people up in here, though. And I'll appreciate that when that does happen. I don't, especially around the holidays right now. I'm not expecting that many people to be up in here, and that's okay. And there we go. So let's go ahead and do the last little piece right here. Then we'll work on the next little piece of terraforming or terrain. Kind of keep it in unison, basically. Try to keep it to where it makes sense logically. Yeah, I like where this is going. Now we want to basically... We started the grass portion right here. Like if it lines up with the other side. And it goes up 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5 times, and then it goes back. I want to basically try to keep it where it makes sense on both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then this last little piece will go back. I need to count how many blocks it is. I can also do a coordinate check. So at +6 should be on +6 for height, which it is. I now need to count how many blocks it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Okay, so 46 blocks. And honestly, for this side, I can go back even more if we really wanted to. Let's just start with 46 though, then we'll go from there. So we're at 50. If I go 46 blocks over, it should be like 96, right? Yeah, 96. So it'll be till here then. It'll be to here, I think. 96 is right here. Yeah, right here. Let me kind of play it by eye. I'm usually good at telling by eye if it's lining up or not. And I do think... yeah, I think that'll work. So eventually these roads, by the way, or this road, will have an incline, like, driveway going up into the neighborhoods. Does that make sense? I'm basically just getting started with that, though. Go ahead and get this going. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of lay this out accordingly. And I understand this is not going to be the most entertaining content starting out. I understand this. So don't worry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be 5 of these. In this case, there is. So now we get to go ahead and make it to where this is going to be lining up. +6, yes. So there we go. So now we can go and just fill it in. Now I do want to go back and eventually fill it in to where it's not hollow. However, though, I'm not worried about that right now. This will probably take about, I don't know, 10 to 20 minutes if I had to guess. I don't know what the other side, how long it took, but hopefully it doesn't take that much longer. I would like to get to making some incline roads going up and maybe curving them a little bit. That'd be kind of cool. I do apologize for not talking, by the way, guys. I'm just locked in. Plus, I got these two canker sores that are bothering me, so every time I talk, I irritate them even more, so it kind of sucks, but... You see, now we're going to fill this in. It shouldn't take that long, but you never know. I would be okay with you guys if you guys kind of lurk, or if you pop in periodically. You don't have to be here for the whole entire stream. I don't want you to be here the whole entire stream. Either you guys walk around, or not walk around. That's a dumb way of putting it. Either you guys go around and do what you want to do. Now, if you have me in the background or like on your phone, that's okay as well. But I recommend that you pop in whenever you want to pop in. You don't have to be here for the whole stream. In fact, I would rather you be here when you want to be here. Don't be here if you don't want to be here. Does that make sense? Go prioritize whatever you guys want to do. I'll be here for a while. Okay? So I'm probably gonna be locking in. That's the beauty about a live stream. How much grass do you have in your inventory? I'm all creative, bro. Why is my KBPS being weird? Where's your secret stash of grass? I know you have one. It's definitely up your ass and to the left. Nah, I'm on creative mode. Y'all should know this. I wouldn't have the patience to build a city in Minecraft Survival. Hey, look at that. We officially finished the first little bit of this. Kind of cool. Well, we're gonna get better from here, hopefully. However, though, I have to go help my dad with something, ironically. So I need to step away for a couple of moments. So I apologize for any inconveniences we might have. So I'll be back in a second, guys, unfortunately. Alright, so false alarm on that, I guess. I'll do it later. Sorry about that. A sunset would be beautiful. Yeah, in the future, there will be. Right now, we have to get to that point, though. Trying to make it to where it's more centered. That might work. I don't know. Okay, so now we're to the portion where we need to work on taking this up. So basically, it's going to go... I need to do these first. So like 1... Let's go 2, 3. I want to take it up in 3 increments. I think that might be the move. So we need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that's at 7. This will be at 6 right here. That'll line up with over here. I say we go ahead and do this real quick. Update it for right here. Okay, so for this portion, I'll have to get... Probably want to do wool. Since we're using carpet, I don't know. Wool might be the better move. Wool. Yeah. Something like this. I can actually probably do sea lanterns. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what I want to prioritize on my main inventory slots. So I could do... I think, yeah. Just on that one little piece right here. So basically on the corner pieces. So these. I think this will work. Same thing for this, but honestly, this ain't gonna matter because it's gonna be filled in regardless, right? I'm gonna go and get this started. It probably won't even take that long to fill this portion in, so let's actually go and fill this portion in. Gonna throw on something else. So this song is good, but it's not fitting the moment accordingly. So let's do. I guess we'll do this one. Yeah, I haven't heard this one at all today, so. We've already been live for an hour and 40 minutes. It is 1:49. I could probably go for about another hour before I have to go get lunch myself, so. But basically for this portion, we're gonna wanna do what we just did basically, but now for the yellow wool portion. And it's gonna actually be a straight line down. However, I can put glowstone or sea lanterns for this portion. I think it would make sense. So it looks something kind of like this. And you'll see how it works. I'm hoping. Yeah, so this will have to be a straight line going up because it's a hill. I don't know. I feel like it would make sense to fill it in like this and then have it continue when it gets up. That's just my thought process. So let's go ahead now and do this portion. This portion is going to be the next portion that probably takes a little bit more time to do. There we go. So to kind of give you a perspective of what we're doing here, is we're making a road go up, and then we're going to make it curve a little bit here in a little bit. Like I told you guys, we're focusing on roads for right now. I will be focusing on building ideas soon. It's just I like having roads to kind of work off of, because it kind of gives me an idea with space issues, you know? One thing I do want to work on is how to make smaller builds pop out better. Like, smaller builds are also very good if you know what you're doing. Because you could have a little neighborhood of like 30 to 40 builds if you do it right. So now we have a nice little slant going up. Kind of looks cool. I kind of like that, yeah. So far, that's what we've been up to, so. I think now I want to take this road back a little bit. So we'll start doing a dotted line right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let me kind of get an idea. We honestly probably want to take it out for a little bit more. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, honestly. I think it'd be better off that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go until we feel content with it. It needs to end, by the way. It needs to end the same way this one did. So it needs to end with a yellow line. So when we do, yeah, when we do the line going up again, it'll line up better. So we'll do one more for good measure. And this will be hopefully, let me see. I could see a lot of houses through here. I can. I think if we keep it going straight, we could have houses run through here. Yeah, and then maybe go up even more. That would be kind of cool. Be cash money. So let me just, I'm going to ride it out for a little bit more. I'm thinking of the possibilities here. Alright, we're at 160 right here. Let's go to 175, I think would be a good stopping place. I think. So 173 is right here. We'll do one more of these then. That puts us at 170. Yeah, 175 ironically. That's awesome. I think that'll be a good amount of distance. Yeah, I think that'll be a good amount of distance. Now let's go ahead and fill in the carpet portions, and then we're going to go back and fill in this next portion of road. Don't have to worry about grass and sidewalk, walkways, walk spaces. It's a pretty good amount of distance, so let's go ahead now and fill this new road in. I also need to update the siding portions as well, but I'm not worried about that right now. The time will come to update those. Let's go ahead and just fill this road in. I will have to update the grass here in a second. That's the beautiful part about this series, is that we're going to be updating things constantly. Okay, so for this portion, it will be sea lanterns, because it's not going to be visible underneath, obviously, because that's going to be where the ground is for our city. The cool thing about this is we can actually take it If we wanted to do tunnels, we could do tunnels as well. We could so do tunnels if we really wanted to. That's the beautiful part about this. We can do hills, tunnels, mountains. Welcome back, Ruby. So basically, I went to go do what I was trying to do, but somebody was, you know, inconveniently in my way, so I just came back. So I'm gonna wait a little bit longer to go take care of what I was wanting to take care of. I've already been live for an hour and 46 minutes, bro, so... And not that many people have been up in here, unfortunately, but it's just part of it, I guess. I have streamed a lot today. I tried doing FNAF 2 earlier and it didn't work out, so... Pretty much making some more roads. This is our first little road right here, actually. And there we go. So look at this. Now we have a nice little road that's developing here. If I check the map, I'm sure it'll probably pop up that we have more. Yep. Ironically, it doesn't load in properly for some reason as we go up, which is a little, like, I don't like that. I mean, honest. Yeah, the road looks really weird on the map. Every time I go to look at the map, and any type of credit series I do, it always looks weird, so... I try to stay away from the map, however, I don't know. We haven't even done the sidewalk portions yet, so maybe that'll be what makes it pop out better. I think we'll do that real quick. Yeah, so as you can tell, the map is white for some reason, or the road is white. It is what it is. I now need to basically have it to where at all times there's going to be a block over top. So something like that, you see what I'm saying? We now need to do the barrier pieces. Which can get kind of annoying if you don't understand how to do them. So yeah, there's a pattern here. I'm hoping that once I do this, it'll make it pop out. Ain't no telling, though, how we're going to be able to fix this. The map loading in weird is going to be what makes me upset about this, but it is what it is. So we want to do it right here as well. E. And there we go. Loki, you want to look at the map, but I already know I'm going to be disappointed. That's crazy. So I feel like once I update the side portions, then maybe it'll load in differently. I don't know. I don't know what adding height variation to this does, but it makes it look weird. Okay, so you're probably wondering for this portion what we have to do to make it work. And it's pretty self-explanatory. We just gotta place dirt or grass going up, so we can continue this going up. That makes sense? So that's what we're doing right now, for those that are curious. We'll have to do it for both sides, most likely. Okay. And the cool thing about this terrain that we're working on, I could honestly do a tunnel system. I could make a tunnel to go from like here over top, and this could all be a tunnel if I really wanted to make it, but I'm not gonna do that. We might make it look weird if I do something with it. Okay, so there's that. Go update this portion now. Yeah, you can kind of see where this is going, I'm hoping. There's gonna be a lot of repeating patterns for certain things. But that's what makes things come together. Is the patterns that we do. So for right here, you could probably see where we're going with this now. I need to have... So it needs to be up. So right here it needs to be one of these, to be one of these. And it may need to be slabs though. Which I know we can have polished andesite slabs. And then regular cobblestone. Let me see if this will fix our mistake here. Not really a mistake, let me rephrase that, but just it has to look a certain way basically. Because when you look at this, it's gonna look like this, and then it's gonna alternate back, right? So really, we're looking at this being like this. And that lines up with the grass. So... I don't know how we're gonna do this portion just yet. Honestly, that might be the move. Just double blocking it, I guess. I mean, it'll work. Gotta make sure it stays that same way all the way up. So now the next portion's gonna go here. Yeah, we want to keep it the same, no matter how it looks. This will give it more of a lively feel, I'm hoping. Yeah, I am kind of experimenting with the way this is looking. I don't even know if I want to keep it this way. It's got to eventually come up and line up with this road. So we want to basically, it's all about making sure it lines up the way it needs to line up without looking too unrealistic or unnatural. Hopefully that makes as much sense as I'm saying. Yeah, as you can see, it's going to be a problem. I think it is going to be a problem, but we're going to still run it out to see if we can fix it. We're almost there for this side. Taking a little bit more time than I thought it would, but it's okay. It could still be fixed. That's the process. After I finish the this on the other side and update the grass, I think that'd be a good time for me to wrap up. Because we did make a lot of progress today. I'm not gonna lie. Pretty good amount of progress. I'm pretty much trying to make it to where the grass is going to be, like, it don't have to overfill things in, basically. Does that make sense? I'm filling in this wall right here with slabs all the way up until it reaches the grass portion right here. And now we are officially caught up. With this. Yeah. But for certain portions, it's going to look a little weird. It's going to be like this on this other side as well. For this walkway space. It'll work out. Up by another one, it seems. Yep. I guess that's because when I fill this in on the other side. Yeah, so I mean, I could do like a sign right here. I could add a sign right here with where we're at in the district. Honestly, it don't look too bad. It don't. If I could smoothen it out, I would. Let me look at it. That does seem a little better, but do we want to place grass right here? Would that be the move? It's just gonna change over to dirt, right? It'll change over to dirt anyway. But really, it's gonna be dirt when it's all said and done. I'm just messing with it. I think it'll be okay the way it is. And then for right here, we just simply... Yeah, I think it'll be okay the way it was. I can maybe do something like this, though. Honestly, though, that's not a bad idea. That's a smoother decline, yeah. And then it's going to continue like normal, basically. So we can honestly go ahead and do this portion now. And then we need to line it up with the side portions the best we can. And this is going to be how we actually, if we really wanted to, maybe connect this road. I can have it pop off and go this way, maybe? Idea. Alright, so we want to basically... It's the opposite of what we're looking at. Alrighty, so this is going to take 20 years. And I keep in the back of my mind that we still do need to do like lighting, like side lamps. Now go ahead and do this portion. I have to do what we're doing on this side of the other side. I might have to start the next live stream episode on just filling in the grass. We can honestly probably start working on building too. Some things. Kind of get some things going on in the city. Would that be kind of cool? Okay, so you're probably wondering, we're now to this point. We need to do this side. So I'm thinking. And then we'll worry about grass things later. So really, when we look at this, I mean, since technically I haven't really been building anything, like, as in, like, actual buildings, I'm thinking I could do live streams for the more grinding parts of the city, like the city, and then do episodes, like, record me doing my buildings. Like, in the live streams, I guess you could say. Does that make sense? Like, I could do 2 in 1, basically. I could live stream the more grindier parts of the sessions for the city building, but then I could do, like, separate episodes for the Let's Play building, where I build. I'm thinking about it, because we haven't necessarily built our first house yet. So, I mean, I have time to figure that out. For the more grindier parts of the city, like roads, sidewalks, trees, nature aspects, I'll live stream it. But for the actual buildings itself, I could do, like, actual episodes. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Okay, so let's get this going. This is going to take quite a bit of time to do, I feel like. I have to remind myself that it's going to do this number and then go up. Yeah. Only 2. Honestly, it'd make more sense to do the walkway first and then go back and do the side part. That's gonna confuse me if I do it that way. I said we do this portion first and then we go back and fix it accordingly after we get that updated. Like I said, I don't need to worry about that just yet. We need to do this part yet first. I'm just making sure I got like small, minuscule details correct before I continue. Because if it's not right, I'll be able to pick up on it. I think it's good, so. I could be wrong, though. I'm not perfect. Also, I want to make sure that when I go to build, okay, so it does, I can build on top of this, which is what I want to make sure. But we're going to be building, so it works on either block. Cool. Anyways. Let's get it. Hell yeah, let's go. Looking good so far. I really want to upgrade the grass now, so we need to focus on that now. Honestly. Let me look at this real quick and get an idea for how I want to do this. it's all coming together for this small little area. I now got to do some terraforming, just a little bit. That's the beauty in this, though. Whatever we do for one side, we need to do the other. Makes sense? Honestly, I do want it to have a shape to it. So what I might do... Just start with that and go from there. Yeah. Alright, so now we can probably go ahead and plan out how we're going to do this next portion. I could almost take this out to here. Something like that. I'm going to do the same thing for their side. just imagine like a couple of trees right through here. Be kind of cool. Maybe a small house could go here. You never know. Something can go out there though, for sure. That should line up with that. Yep, it does. So now we're going to fill this in. It's a building block process. Like I told you guys, the more depth you add, the better off your city will look. And you'll see in the future where we're going with this, I'm hoping. It's going to take a lot of time and effort to get to where we want to be, though. But it's fine. You can almost do something similar for this top portion as well. I like that. That'll work. As you can see, I'm doing it one step at a time, so I don't overdo it early, and that's what I'm doing. Yes, that lines up good. Almost 3 hours. We're getting there. This is fun, by the way. I'm just setting things up for the future. Oh, yeah. Loki, do you want to fill this next portion in on both sides? And after that, I think I will wrap it up there, most likely. Because now we have a little neighborhood we can build in. Once I finish this part, I will probably get off for the day. I might do a stream later on a different game. I haven't decided, or I might record some secretive content for you guys for the New Year's. I gotta do the other side though. We're not done just yet for the day. Bro, I am in, and it's 2:24 in the morning for you? Dang. I am currently working on my city. This is the first live stream for it, so I'm basically working on setting up myself for the next stream where I could build on the land that I'm making for myself, kind of giving it more of a terrain. And I will be doing terrain periodically throughout this series. What do you mean? All this space will be probably built on. Then as we fill it up, we'll make more space and more roads. I just don't want it to be flat. Because when you build with it just being flat, it makes it dull and boring. There needs to be more going on. So I'm basically making the terrain. Which I'll have some pretty cool areas. Like I know how to build terrain. Just gotta give me time to build it. I'll create some pretty cool areas around the map for my city. I'm gonna have to, because if I want to be on here constantly, it's gonna have to be like beautiful and magnificent, I guess you could say, to explore and just check out what I've been up to. I'm hoping that by the end of this series, or by the end of this, when it's all said and done, this city is one of the best cities on YouTube. Well, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I could stay on here, guys, if y'all want me to. I just need to go get me a bite to eat, so I might take like 15, 20 minutes to do so. 25 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know. Or I could get off. I don't know. You can kind of see where this is going, I'm hoping. I'm excited for this next couple of episodes and streams. We'll be filling this area up with buildings connecting to the road. Or I can have like sidewalk. I can honestly have sidewalk go up towards, but they would have to have a way to get to the road. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have it connect via coming off of this stretch. So I might have a road. I could fix it right here. I could have a road go this way and then kind of curve around, you know, and then take this further back if I need to. Alright, so I'm about to make a video for a short. So what I'm gonna do, I need to basically play the song I was playing at the very beginning. I now need to go into this. Let's see here. This is just for the short I'm preparing for. How do I turn off? There used to be a way you could turn off HUD, not HUD, not hand. All right. Okay. Alright guys, after day one of this brand new series, Building a City, this is what it looks like. In the next live stream, I'll probably be working on some outlines for a couple of houses. I might continue the roads. It's pretty cool though, for real. Alright. After day one of Fulkerson City, this is what it currently looks like. As you guys can see, we were working on some roads. We also got some terrain to work with now. And I cannot wait to see where this series goes. As you guys can see, I have land ready to go for some beautiful build projects in the future. And I'm excited to see where this next chapter takes us. Alright guys. Alright guys, well if you guys did enjoy, do me a huge favor, hit that like button and consider subscribing. As you can see, we're only getting started with this. And as we progress, the city will be taken over with beautiful builds.